Hello, welcome back to Learn with Biju. In today's Python programming session, we are going to see variables and assignments, symbol input and output in Python. We will see them in detail and we will close with two sample programs. Let's start with understanding what is a variable. A variable represents a labeled storage location whose value can be manipulated during program run. So it's nothing but a labeled storage location. In Python, to create a variable, just assign to its name the value of appropriate type. For example, to create a variable namely student to hold student's name and variable age to hold student's age, you just need to write somewhat similar to what I am doing. Student equal to Biju. Age equal to 20. Okay. So let's try to print student. Print student Biju. Print age. I mentioned in Python variable names are case sensitive. So if I print age, what will happen? It is going to, the age is not defined. It is going to throw an exception. So in Python, the variable names are case sensitive. When you create variables, Python will internally create labels referring to these values as shown in this diagram. A student labeled location stores Biju, age labeled location stores 20. Understood? Let's look into what is a dynamic type. In Python, as you have learned, a variable is defined by assigning to it some value of a particular type such as numeric, string, etc. For instance, when you create a variable x and assign value 10, we can say that variable x is referring to a value of integer type. Later in the program, if you reassign a value of some type to variable x, Python will not complain. No error will raise. So I can assign x equal to Kerala. Print x. It's became Kerala. When x was assigned 10, it yielded the value 10. When x was assigned Kerala, it yielded the value Kerala. So you can think of Python variables as labels associated with objects, literal value in our case here. With dynamic typing, Python makes a label refer to new value with a new assignment. So in this case, Python makes a label refer to a new value with a new assignment. Look at this figure. It is no more referring to 10. It is referring to Kerala. This is the dynamic typing. So what's the difference between dynamic typing and static typing? Dynamic typing is different from static typing. In static typing, a data type is attached with a variable when it is defined first and it is fixed. That is, a data type of variable cannot be changed in the static typing, whereas there is no such restriction in dynamic typing, which is supported by Python. The next topic, the input and output in Python. In Python 3.x, to get input from user interactively, you can use built-in function input. The input function is used in the following manner. The function input is used in the following manner. Variable name to hold the value equal to input, and we can give a prompt within input brackets. So let's try. So let me get name, input, what is the name of this course? Let's execute and see. Python programming. Let's print name. Python programming. So how did we use that? We have assigned the value received from the input command to the variable name and we just printed. Got it? So how are we using? You can say age, input, what is the age? Age is 20. So let's see what is age. It is 20. Got it? The input function always retains a value of string type. What type? It is string type. Python offers two functions, int and float. Int and float to be used with input to convert the values received through input into int and float types. What you can do is read in the value using input function, then use int or float function with the real value to change the type of input value to int or float respectively. Let's try an example. Age equal to int of input, enter the How to check the type? See, it shows integer. Okay. Similarly, you can also use float function. When you check the type of the variable mark, we get as float. Okay. So what we understood is that by default, the input gives you string type, but Python gives you two inbuilt function, int or float, to convert them when required. Got it? The print function of Python 3.x is the way to send output to standard output device, which is normally a monitor. The simplified syntax to use print function is print, then brackets, objects. Objects can be multiple comma separated objects. Then we can mention the separator between two characters, two words, and also we can mention the end character. Okay, so let me show you a couple of examples. Here I have four examples. The first example, I am printing a string value. Second example, I am printing a number value. Third example, I am printing the output of a calculation. And fourth example, I am printing multiple objects with comma separations. Let's try running this. So first is hello, second is 17.5, third is 314.159, and fourth is I am 17 years old. By default, a space is inserted between words. Okay, let's see the example. If I want to change this space to something else, I can use the sub. You see, my three dots name, three dots is, three dots Amit. Another point to note is that the print function inserts new line by default at the end. So I have two print lines. My name is Amit and I am 16 years old. It is printed in the second line. That means a new line character is inserted at the end. If I add one more, I go to school. See, every line is printed in separate lines. So if I want to change these to something else, look, my name is Amit dollar. I am 16-year old. It is no more printed in the second line because I have overridden the new line with dollar. So if I want to change something, so now it's percentage, right?
So you understand, we can change the ending, you can change the space, the default space in between words, and
Before closing today's session, let us do two sample programs to practice. Let's write a program to input a number and print its cube. So first of all, let's get the number. So we get num equal to int. The number should be converted to integer. Input. Let's have a message. Enter a number. Okay. Then what should I do? I should hold the cube. I should hold the value of the cube. How can I find the cube? It is by multiplying the number 3 times. Let's do a print. Cube. So we are going to print the cube of num is num cube. Let's execute and see how it works. Let me give 10. So what should be its cube? Should be 1000, right? So the cube of 10 is 1000. So you are done with your first program. Great. So okay, let's calculate the square root. So let's do the same thing. Let's get the number. This time instead of integer, let's make it as a float. Okay, then let's get num sqrt equal to, actually it is a square, right? So let's do num star star, so 0.5. Okay, then let's print it. Let's do print of is got it. So let's do that. So we should give example as, let's give 100. It is 10, right? 100 is the square of 10. In this example, we have used variables, we have used input, we have used output, and we also used the functions int and float. Hope you understood the basics, variables and assignments, and input and output of Python programming languages. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.